Hey you guys, sorry it's been a bit. Last week was super busy, so we're starting this week off strong. This is going to be What Music Means to Me, and the song I'm going to be talking about is Wonder Woman by Miley Cyrus. This is a song off of her new album, Endless Summer. And, when I go about listening to music, there's always two different avenues. It's always the more, one avenue is more energetic. How's the beat? Is it like more of a dancey kind of song? The other one is how are the lyrics? How's it performed? Does it do the lyrics mean something to me? Does it make me feel a certain kind of way? And that's what this song was. This song definitely, I think it is definitely geared toward a certain audience, because it is more so in the perspective of a female. And when I first heard this song, it definitely made me tear up a bit because with how it's performed, Miley does such an amazing job with it, with how her voice goes along with the instrumentals. It really just has this very sorrow-like tone, very melancholic, if you want to call it. Um, and I think it's very good, and I haven't heard too many people talk about it. The whole album's fantastic, but this is one that I think um, a lot of people should listen to. And so essentially, I want to talk about the lyrics and then what I think they mean and what they might mean in general and what the song means. So let's get into it. We have the first lyrics, part of the first verse, which is she's a Wonder Woman. She knows what she likes. Never know she's broken, 'cause she's always fine. She's a million moments, lived 1,000 lives. Never know she's hopeless, only when she cries. Now, definitely since the song is titled Wonder Woman, there is a reference to that. You definitely know Wonder Woman from the DC Comics hero, and that's kind of what it's referencing. You have this strong female character who, you know, I think, not saying people want to resemble that, but I think from a female's perspective, we try so hard to do so many different things. And a lot of people don't realize, which this can be said for anybody, a lot of people don't realize that there there are other things going on inside as well. And we just, a lot of people just don't talk about them. We try not to um, be too vulnerable, and no one really might know that. Hence the line, never know she's broken because she's always fine. We, like I said, not just from a female's perspective, but a lot of people just go, yep, fine, like, we're good. And, because we try to be so resilient and we try to be so strong, but sometimes we have that vulnerability, as we see with the end of this verse, where, there's so many moments that we have, and it is really when we cry, there's that hopelessness. There's that moment where, we kind of have that vulnerability, but we also don't want people to see that, as we see within the chorus. So, when her favorite record's on and she's dancing in the dark, she can't stop her eyes from welling up. She makes sure that no one's round to see her fall apart. She wants to be the one that never does. And this, I think, very much alludes to that, statement that I was making. We really try to have this presence to where we want people to see us strong and resilient. We want to be that Wonder Woman. But we have those moments too where we are human. We're not always going to be strong and resilient. We have times where those vulnerabilities come in, and we have times of that, you could almost say, hopelessness, because, we are human. but we make sure no one's around because we don't want to be perceived any differently once that emotion would kick in, once that vulnerability kicks in. Hence the looking around, making sure no one's here, no one's there. Because and I think again a lot of people can relate to that and feel this way. But then we also get into the second verse, which I definitely related to just from how I am and just from me as a person, because the second verse goes, she's a won't stop woman, hours on her hands, all the pain is polished, all the tears are planned. This very much felt from the perspective of, if you're very much like a working woman, you know, you are constantly hardworking, very independent, and then you don't have time to, I wouldn't say break down, but you don't have time to show this side of you that may be perceived as unprofessional. So you really have to keep it in check. And then once you can go home or be somewhere in private, then that's when you can, you know, I wouldn't say be you, but that's when you can kind of do what you need to do to express your emotion, to get that, to get those feelings out if you need to. And then it just goes back into the chorus that we already went through. And the outro is, she's a Wonder Woman. She knows what she likes. Never knows she's broken. Only when she cries. And that again is just alluding back to that first verse that we already went through. It is just a little bit slower when listening to it a second, or not a second time, but listening to it, the song in full. And again, you know, it is very much that perception and making sure, not really even making sure, but having that strong, resilient exterior, having that Wonder Woman like persona. But we also have those vulnerabilities. We also have that side of us that are very much human, that have to, I wouldn't say emote, because everyone has to emote, but it's not always happy-go-lucky. It's not always, you know, it's not always just great and grand. Everyone has something, but we just don't want to be seen as anything different than that Wonder Woman. We still want to be seen as strong. And that's very much what this song is about. It's very much like giving off that story and that statement of, you have this woman, she's strong, she's resilient, but she does have those vulnerabilities. And she just doesn't want to be perceived any differently. And that's very much what this song is getting at. And that's, I think, a lot of reasons why I think a lot of people can very much relate to this song. And especially with just how it's performed, I think a lot of people can get a lot of emotion out of this song as well. So that's my thoughts on it. If you've listened to the song, feel free to leave your thoughts down below, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.